Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ramsey Enoch. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Incomsat. President Bola Tinubu has set up an interministerial committee to investigate allegations of telecom providers linking national identification number to subscribers' line without their consent. The committee has the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the Minister of Interior, Olabumi Tunji-Ojo, Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, and the Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Netawe Yeltada. Tinubu, who listed to a briefing by the Minister of Interior, directed that the committee consider the matter and provide the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction with accurate data to carry out its mandate. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Chioma Awuze as the substantive rector of Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Anambra State. A statement signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Dr. Nasir Sani Gwazo, confirmed that Awuze's appointment takes effect immediately for a 5-year term. The statement noted that her selection followed a competitive process conducted by the institution's governing council, chaired by Senator Dr. Barnabas Gemade, where she emerged as the top candidate. The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has proposed the creation of 31 additional states in the economy in the country. The proposal for new states was contained in a letter read during plenary section by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the section in the absence of the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. Ugochukwu Mobuno completes the story.
An act of the National Assembly for the purpose of creating a new state shall only be passed if it requires support by at least the third majority of members. The committee chaired by Kalu proposed 6 new states for North Central, 4 in the Northeast, 5 in the Northwest, 5 in Southeast, 4 in South-South, and 7 in Southwest.
The Senate and the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly in respect of the area, and the Local Government Council in respect of the area is received by the National Assembly. Local government advocates for the creation of additional local government area are only reminded that Section 8 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, applies to this process. Specifically, in the accordance with Section 8.3 of the Constitution, the outcome of the votes of the state houses of assembly and the referendum must be forwarded to the National Assembly for further legislative action.
The proposal, if scaled through, Nigerian states will be made up of 67 subnational governments, as the country's current states stand at 36, including the Federal Capital Territory. Ogochukwu Mobuno reporting for Global Television News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, has attributed the delay in conducting by-elections across the country, including the one to replace the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, to financial constraints. It was reported that since June 2023, 23 vacancies have emerged in various consultancies due to the death or resignation of lawmakers who assume executive positions at federal, state, local government levels. The commission conducted the by-election so in 2024, but 14 more vacancies have been recorded, creating an ongoing challenge for the electoral body. The fight against female genital mutilation took center stage in Owerri, Imo State capital, as wife of the governor, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma, in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF, mark the International Day of Zero Tolerance for the practice. This year's theme, Step Up the Pace, strengthening alliances and building movements to end FGM underscores the need for collective effort in eradicating the phenomenon. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe was there and now reports.
The event brought together key stakeholders, including APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, Minister of Women Affairs Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, UNICEF representative Ibrahim Sise, and Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodinma. In his address, the APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje condemned FGM as a harmful and outdated tradition. He emphasized that the APC-led government remain committed to protecting the rights and dignity of women and girls.
Also, Your Excellency, there may be a need for the employment of social researchers who will provide information, who will provide data, who will assess the achievement, the progress of this campaign, who will even identify some communities that have positively responded and some communities that are still maintain the culture. So at appropriate time, the government can appreciate such societies and also can condemn other actions.
Minister of Women Affairs Iman Suleiman Ibrahim reaffirms the federal government's dedication to ending FGM through stronger policy, awarenesses, campaigns and collaborations with local communities.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, as part of its ongoing efforts and as co-chair to the National Technical Committee on the Elimination of the FGM, is actively supporting the implementation of the national policy and plan of action for the FGM elimination in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health, the subnational government, the UNFPA, UNICEF, and other critical stakeholders. And we are taking decisive action.
Speaking on behalf of UNICEF, Ibrahim Sise highlighted the organization's ongoing efforts in combating FGM through education and grassroots advocacy. He called for sustained investments in community engagement to drive lasting change.
We've co-led the largest global platform on the elimination of FGM, aligning with the vision of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals. In Nigeria, the UN Joint Program was initiated in 2014 in high prevalence states. And unfortunately, the significant changes that we've seen have not really occurred in Imo State. So we really need to really put all hands on deck and increase our efforts in ending FGM in Imo State.
Governor Hope Uzodinma pledged his administration's continued commitment to enforcing laws against FGM and supporting initiatives aimed at eliminating the practice in Imo State.
I'll call for immediate domestication of this campaign. Not only to domesticate it, to also decentralize it up to the rural communities. And for our rural leaders, town union organizations, traditional rulers to take ownership of this campaign. And if this is done, you will not believe what we have done to mankind.
Leading the charge, Barrister Chomo Uzodinma appealed to parents and community leaders to abandon FGM and adopt safer modern child protection measures. She emphasized the importance of strengthening alliance to accelerate progress.
In Imo State, we are expanding educational programs that 1. Provide comprehensive sexuality education, 2. Offer counseling and support for at-risk girls, create mentorship programs connecting survivors with young girls, and develop economic skill building workshops. Our healthcare professionals are also essential partners in this journey.
The event also featured advocacy session, stakeholders discussion, and strategic planning on the way forward in eliminating FGM in Imo State and beyond. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Senate has intervened in the catastrophic fire and oil spill from Manifold Well in OML 18 located in Bukruma, River State. A senator representing River West, Bonigo Ibalibo, who raised the motion during plenary, also sounded the alarm over the environmental and health consequences of recurrent oil spill in the region. calling for swift investigation and intervention from relevant government agencies to quickly address the spillage. Uyi Agbumofegbe has details.
While presenting her motion, the Rivers lawmaker, Senator Banigo Ipalibo, expressed concern over the delayed response of responsible oil companies, a situation she says has increased the suffering of affected communities.
Recognizes the severe consequences of this incident, including contamination of rivers, farmlands, and aquatic life, which constitute the primary source of livelihood for the residents of Buguma. The pollutants released pose significant health risks, including respiratory and waterborne diseases, and long-term effects such as cancer and organ damage.
Lawmakers who contributed to the motion also recommended the inclusion of additional prayers for a more comprehensive approach to addressing the issue.
The federal government should declare a national emergency program for the rebuilding, rehabilitation, and recalibration of the national onshore oil wells, flow stations, and pipeline infrastructure in Nigeria.
Urge the Ecological Management Committee and relevant agencies to ascertain cleanup costs, charges, and penalties of each and every oil spill or fire hazard and charge operators accordingly.
Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, who presided over plenary session, urged relevant agencies to take decisive actions and curb the menace.
It's the fact that we have an infrastructure that has become decayed. And the second factor is the fact that there are some level of sabotage in that. The Senate has the latitude to deal with the matter. So let me put the question. Those in favor of this prayer, please say aye. Those against say nay.
At the end, the matter was referred to the Committee on Environment and Petroleum Upstream for further legislative action. Uyi Agbumofegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
A 33,000-litre tanker carrying automated gas oil, otherwise known as diesel, has fallen along the Onitsha-Awka-Enugu Expressway around the Army Gate, Onitsha, the commercial city of Anambra State. It was gathered that the incident was caused by the truck driver's loss of control, as the tanker had split some of its contents to the ground before the arrival of the State Fire Service. The incident caused the Awka-bound lane to be cordoned off while vehicles were diverted to Onitsha-bound lane, thereby causing heavy traffic on the axis. A director of lands in the Federal Capital Territory, Chijioke Nwagweze, has failed to appear before the House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions over allegation of land racketeering. It was reported that the committee had invited Nwagweze to appear before it on Thursday over a petition bordering on corrupt practices and gross abuse of office. The invitation was based on a petition by the Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency to the House, alleging that Nwagweze owns and runs several private offices involved in land racketeering, money laundering, and forced declaration of assets. The Deputy President of the Senate, Barua Jibrin, has launched the Barua Initiative for Agricultural Revolution in the Northwest to empower 558 young farmers across 186 local government areas in Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Sharon Ajay has details.
Assembly, Senator Barau, represented by the Special Advisor, Policy and Monitoring, Professor Bashir Mohammed, says each beneficiary will receive a 5 million naira interest-free loan, totaling 2.79 billion naira to boost agricultural production, particularly maize and rice. FEG says the initiative that aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda aims to restore the region's status as Nigerians' food baskets will be launched in April 2025 in partnership with a national financial institution.
We thank God that so far so good. various interventions by the government has lowered the incidence of banditry and insecurity, especially in the Northwest Zone. But the program is extensively collaborating with all the relevant security agencies, along with the states and local government councils, including the traditional institutions, to ensure the security of all the participants that are going to partake in the program. To this end, I hereby solicit your support for the success of this project. If we attain food security in our country, more than half of our problem will be solved. So let's do it together for the benefit of all.
He says the initiative is being implemented in collaboration with security agencies and traditional rulers to ensure the safety of farmers across the region.
The broad initiative for agricultural revolution in the Northwest aims to use the vast arable land in the geopolitical zone to restore agricultural prominence and to achieve food security. 3 young farmers will be selected from each of the 186 local government areas of the 7 states that comprise the Northwest geopolitical zone: Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Each selected beneficiary will receive 5 million naira loan to invest in farming during this year's cropping season. The sum of 2.79 billion will be disbursed to the beneficiaries.
Senator Barao therefore called on stakeholders to support the project, emphasizing that food security is key to Nigerians' economic stability. Sharon Ajay, reporting for Global TV News.
The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, that is NYC, Brigadier General Yoshua Dogara Ahmed, has advised Corps members against seeking shortcuts to success, emphasizing the patience, diligence, and perseverance are key to achieving their ambitions. He gave this counsel while addressing the 2024 Batch C Stream 2 Corps members at the Plateau and Bauchi State Orientation Camps. He encouraged them to take advantage of the NYC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program to gain vocational skills that could make them self-reliant and employer of labor. He also stressed the importance of post-campaign training as a vital step in their entrepreneurial journey. In a bid to address growing concern of insecurity in Benue State, particularly the recent killings in Otukpo, the National Association of Idoma Security Professionals has called on the urgent Benue Security Summit during a press briefing in Abuja. Queen Agaba now reports.
Benue State has witnessed a series of attacks, including killings, robberies, and kidnappings. Armed headsmen are believed to have been responsible for many of these attacks, leaving dozens dead and many more injured. One of the most recent incidents occurred in the Umogidi community of Adoka district in Otukpo local government area, where at least 46 people were killed in a sustained attack by armed headsmen. Following these developments, the National Association of Idoma Security Professionals is calling for a collective action to address the security challenges in Benue State, emphasizing the need for an urgent Benue Security Summit to develop effective strategies to combat insecurity and protect lives and property.
If you look at it, the insecurity in Benue State today has gone beyond the government cycle. And so, like you all know, security is a collective responsibility. And we are all, coming on board to see how we can bring solutions to the issues. Just yesterday, there were killings in Otukpo, and also somewhere in Asa, in Otukpo still, there are still killings. So we, as a concerned professionals from this region, we are calling on the government to see how we can come together with a security summit that is tailored towards a solution. Solution of the insecurity in Benue State. Today, we don't have any digitalized security checkpoints in Benue State. If you're traveling outside the checkpoint, the military base in Nasarawa State, there is no military checkpoint that is standardized to meet up with the security solution of the people.
We are aware of the challenge, right? So we are supposed to go for the solution. How do we now go for the solution? One of the solutions is that the security summits that we're talking about, that this association is trying to come up with. Because there are certain critical stakeholders in Benue that are not carried along when it has to do with insecurity issues. Civilian population, also security managers. You don't leave the fight against insecurity in the hands of uniformed men alone. So we are trying to see how to bring traditional rulers, religious leaders, and other critical stakeholders.
Conferred with the honor of the Grand Patron, Chief Dr. Mike Okibe Onoja pledged to do more for the people of Idomaland and Benue State regarding security.
The honor you have done to me is also a responsibility and an incentive to do more for Idomaland in terms of security.
The association reaffirmed its commitment to support efforts to address the security challenges, promoting peace, security, and development in Benue State. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, that is ICPC, has arrested Adam Iman Yusuf, a deputy commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, that is NSCDC, in Kogi State, over the allegation of diversion of more than 3 billion naira. Yusuf, who was at large until now, was taken into custody from his Gwagwalada, Abuja residence and is set to face prosecution. ICPC investigations reveal that for the former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Usman Jibrin, allegedly orchestrated the fraud through Yusuf and former Brigadier General Ishaya Bauka Gangun. The Nigerian Police Force has apprehended 82 suspected in the month of January 2025 for various financial and cyber-related crimes, including internet fraud, romance scams, identity theft, cryptocurrency fraud, transactional fraud, and several other cyber offenses. Through its National Cybercrime Center parading 9 suspects in Abuja, and the force public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, says the police has successfully apprehended 32 suspects across the nation in a significant crackdown on cyber-related crimes. Kikelomo Okore completes the story.
The Nigerian Police Force paraded some suspects linked to several fraud schemes that has defrauded individuals and organizations within and outside the country. Among these cases is the arrest of 2 individuals, Seidu Adams Usman and Yusuf Umar, in connection with the creation and distribution of compromised financial accounts used to facilitate fraudulent transactions amounting to over 400 million naira.
Saidu Adamu Usman, male, and Yusuf Umar, male. Are they here? IPO? They are in connection with the creation and distribution of compromised financial accounts used to facilitate fraudulent transactions amounting to over 400 million naira. Investigations revealed that both suspects were recruited via telegram by an unidentified foreign cyber criminal. Saidu Adamu Usman was tasked with creating money point financial profiles using pre-registered SIM cards and email addresses.
Some of the suspects testified to the crime they are accused of.
This was a group that we buy Facebook from. We buy Facebook and TikTok, then we sell to our customers. The Facebook is that when we buy from the platform, most of them they come with followers, they come with 0 followers. Then we used to be the one to boost the account for the person to buy. So that is what we used to do. When we buy,
we sell to our customers.
How much you sell it?
It depends. Some Facebook is empty. We used to sell some we used to sell some 50,000, 5,000. Depends on the followers.
$5,000.
5,000 naira. 3-4 files I did create for him and hand over to you.
How much have you realized so far from this deal?
How much did you realize?
How much have you realized so far from this dirty deal?
Extreme caution when engaging in online transaction and ensure adequate verification of legitimacy of operators before concluding large financial dealings. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
And that's it on Global Television News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276 and free to air on Nincomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Ramsey Enoch. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.